Good morning. My name is Dottie Blades, and I'm the chair of the Holston Valley Unitarian Universalist Church Ministerial Search Committee. Other members of our committee include Brittany Butler, David Cashton, Cindy Huss, Denise Mattioli, and Sarah Sanders. After a long search and much time spent talking to other pre-candidates and UU churches, we were pleased to announce Tiffany Sapp as our candidate for settled minister. Today is a big day in the life of our church. It is traditionally our annual meeting, and today we will also vote on our settled minister. Please enjoy Tiffany's sermon titled, Awe is Calling. For our chalice lighting, a moment of awe from Anne Lamont's Help, Thanks, Wow, the 3 essential prayers. Wow is often offered with a gasp, a sharp intake of breath, when we can't think of another way to capture the sight of shocking beauty or destruction, of a sudden unbidden insight, or an unexpected flash of grace. Wow means we are not dulled to wonder. We click into being fully present when we're stunned into that gasp by the sign of a birth, or images of the World Trade Center towers falling, or the experience of being in a fjord at dawn for the first time. Wow is about having one's mind blown by the mesmerizing or the miraculous, the veins in a leaf, birdsong, volcanoes. I wonder how awe is calling us to awake to the moments of wow in our lives. We all have different reasons for gathering here each week, but we have this much in common. We work together as a church to transform ourselves, our community, and our world by sharing love, pursuing justice, and seeking wonder. Our prelude today is a very special piece performed by Ann Johnson, inspired by Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s Up to the Mountaintop speech. He delivered this speech 53 years ago on April 3rd, 1968, in Memphis, Tennessee, where he was supporting the efforts of laborers on strike. He was assassinated the next day. Here are his words. And he's allowed me to go up to the mountain, and I've looked over, and I've seen the promised land. I may not get there with you, but I want you to know tonight that we as a people will get to the promised land.
I went up to the mountain because you asked me to. Up over the clouds to where the sky was blue. I could see all around me, everywhere. I could see all around me, everywhere. Sometimes Some days I look down, afraid I will fall, and all the sun shines, I see nothing at all, and then I hear your sweet voice come and then go, come and then go, telling me softly, you love me so. The peaceful valley just over the mountain, the peaceful valley, few come to know. I may never get there ever in this lifetime, but sooner or later, it's there I will go. Sooner or later, it's there I will go. I will go.
We will sing Loving Kindness next. Please light a candle to dispel the darkness, to honor someone or some event, or to bring light to a memory.
Several decades ago, two little girls stood with many others around a strange indentation in beach sand as the sun began to set near their grandmother's beach home. The sand began to shift and churn, almost falling in upon itself. The entire crowd seemed to hold their breath. And then the tiniest turtle head and two flippered feet emerged. As this intrepid scout pulled herself out of the sand, her siblings began to follow. Excited humans formed an honor guard in two columns from nest to ocean, making sure ghost crabs didn't pick off a single one of these newly hatched, endangered loggerhead turtles. Losing all sense of time, the little girls watched in awe as new life emerged and found its way to the sea, swimming off into the unknown. When all the hatchlings were gone, the girls were invited by the Turtle Patrol to sift through the nest and learn more about these turtles that always return to the same beach they were born on to lay their own clutches of eggs. As my sister and I walked back to Grandma's beach house, many words were spoken that could have all been summed up in one breathless utterance. Wow. As Anne Lamott says, wow means we are not dulled to wonder. And at least to some extent, that's what we're here for as a congregation. It's in our vision statement that we say every week, we are here seeking wonder. Why do we seek wonder, though? And what does it do for us? At a different time in my life, this may have been a harder question to answer. But as the challenges of this pandemic year have made themselves known, it seems like moments of wonder, beauty, the little miracles of living are what have gotten me through these hard times. Fully immersing myself in a moment that takes my breath away re-energizes me, makes me feel more connected to the present moment, and gives me a sense of hope and purpose. For me, waking up to the moments of wonder all around me is a kind of self-care that runs deep. And moments of wonder really are all around us. Yes, there are extremely special and rare moments of awe, like the view from a mountaintop after a long climb, the hatching of sea turtles, or, for me, seeing all of your faces at Zoom coffee hour last week after all this time apart. But there are tiny moments of wonder that can renew our spirits daily, all around us, if we will look for them. Birds at the bird feeder can inspire awe if we choose to stop and sit for a while. Sunsets and thunderstorms make regular appearances to nourish our need for beauty. Entire art galleries and books of poetry are just a few mouse clicks away, immersing us in the transforming power of art. Amazing science stuff, from the birth of stars, the strangeness of dinosaurs, and the mystery of chemical reactions, invite our brains to question and wonder. Weird bugs and mysterious mushrooms are waiting to be discovered in a park near you. Where do you find wonder? And when was the last time that something made you say, wow? The big, beautiful things and the tiny, wonderful things do inspire awe, but so do the transformational human things. Last year, I was doing a hospital chaplain residency, a time of intense pastoral care training with over 30 hours a week of hands-on work with patients and staff. I was doing my morning rounds, checking on new admits on my floor, when I walked into the room of a truly remarkable woman. She saw me come into her room with my business attire, my clipboard, and my official name tag, and before I could even introduce myself, she said, "I'm here because I'm being abused, and I want help out of this relationship." I was stunned. I have encountered many abused people during my residency, and this was not typical. A few well-placed questions and storytelling sessions helped me determine that her response was anomalous because after decades of abuse, she was just finally ready to be free. And I got to be the right person at the right time to walk through that door and start the process of helping her. The next few weeks were a flurry of activity, and honestly, I really didn't do that much except provide a listening ear and watch with awe. The hospital system moved to protect her. The very best case manager in the entire hospital went the extra mile and lined up everything that this woman would need. And when our patient was finally ready to leave the hospital to go to a place where she would be safe, she took our hands and thanked us for saving her life. No mountain view, no piece of art, no perfectly executed operatic aria could compare with the awe of that moment. We turned to each other and breathed out a collective, wow. These wonderful moments where we actually get to see the world changed for the better are moments of awe that we get to participate in actively. We get to actually live out the sixth principle of Unitarian Universalism that says we work toward a one world community with peace, justice, and liberty for all. Nothing is more satisfying than seeing those moments where who we want to be aligns with who we are, where we are seeing things change for the better and maybe even get to play a part in them. A colleague of mine who works on the staff of a school has spent a considerable amount of her time and influence there advocating for the most vulnerable students. So when the administration team that she is a part of met to discuss a student who had informed the school that they were non-binary, she was prepared to say and do whatever she could to represent the needs of the student. I imagine her putting on some sort of mental armor, preparing herself to go into battle on the student's behalf. And then she didn't have to. The things she had prepared herself to say were said by others. Her time educating and advocating in this environment was paying off right before her eyes. She later shared with me it was shocking in such a wonderful way that they already had this handled exactly how I would have recommended. Wonderful shock to be part of upholding the inherent worth and dignity of every person, our first principle. Often the awe is in the progress made, not in the final completion of the goal, especially when we're talking about this sort of big world-changing work of our principles. That's what the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was talking about in his mountaintop speech that inspired our prelude this morning. He said he knew he was living in the time he was meant to and doing the work he was called to, even with the death threats, even suspecting that his life was going to be cut short. He saw a parallel between his life and the story of Moses, who led his people to the promised land but could not enter it himself. Even though he could only get a glimpse of the future, he was still in awe of the part that he played. As Anne sang, I may never get there, ever in this lifetime, but sooner or later, it's there I will go. Even this glimpse of the future for his people filled him with awe and wonder. And we too say, I may never get there, but sooner or later it's there I will go. We won't see the full results of our efforts either, but hopefully we will be gifted with moments of awe that give us a glimpse of the world we're trying to build. Those moments of awe are calling us from our futures. What are you being called to do to get us there? As we move to the work of the annual meeting, awe is calling us again to put systems and budgets and leaders in place that will make it possible for us to live our values and see our vision come to life. And that is wonder that transforms. May we each hear the calling of awe in the big moments, the tiny moments, the transforming moments, and in the work of this congregation.
Far away.
In this moment, the clouds that make our mountain smoky are rolling back to reveal a beautiful valley bathed in light. In this moment, a ladybug undertakes an epic journey across the length of someone's backyard. In this moment, the shadow of a red-tailed hawk passes over the nest of a field mouse. A child is born and hollering at the top of its lungs. A man is dying, surrounded by the people who loved him best. A young person is painting a sign, donning a mask, and heading to the street. Someone is receiving a vaccine, letting out a long breath they hadn't realized they were holding. Someone is making a timid, hopeful love confession. Someone's toes are touching that place at the beach where ocean and sand collide for the first time. Right now, a star is being born in a distant nebula. Right now, an artist is pouring out everything that they are into their creation. Right now, our hearts are pumping oxygenated blood through our bodies. And through it all, we are here, dreaming of our future, exercising our votes, supporting our congregation and each other, and wondering what all will call us to next. Our time together is nearly finished, but our work is not yet done. May our spirits be renewed and our resolve strengthened as we meet the challenges of the week to come. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts and share with all the world. My name is Bradley, and I'm happy that you could join us for this service. Please come back whenever you like. We will post another virtual church service next Sunday. Please contact the minister or the caring team if you or someone you know needs help during this time. Our services are recorded in advance, so current events may move faster than our ability to address them in a timely fashion. However, you can find up-to-date information on local events, social justice issues, inspiration, and content for all ages on our Facebook page. Tomorrow is Lesbian Visibility Day, and for the occasion, Wendy Hearl has created an original song that celebrates the wonder of falling in love. Our postlude is Woman to Woman. As you make your way through the week, remember that you are good. You are loved. We all need a little work, and we're all in this together. Nothing left to say except yay, church.
Girl meets boy, that's what they say. Some think that's the only way that romance blooms. Under a winking moon. But I know that the moon still shines when girl meets girl and the stars align. They're swept away. It's nature's way. A heart is a heart is a heart, and woman to woman, I think it's beautiful. Anytime two people fall in love, woman to woman. A gentle touch and chill bumps rise A rush of blush and bottomless eyes, she falls right in. The mystery begins. A heart is a heart, and woman to woman, I think it's beautiful. Anytime two people fall in love, woman to woman, I think it's beautiful. Anytime fall in love. Woman to woman, I think you're